Hi everyone, welcome back with another session of geography. So today we'll start a new topic, that is natural vegetation and wildlife. Alright, now let's begin. First we have, that is natural vegetation. So when we talk about natural vegetation, so it includes all plants that grow under the care of nature without any human interference. Alright, so we can say the plants that have not been grown by humans, or it does not need help from humans and gets whatever it needs from its natural environment. Alright, so the natural vegetation is the endowment of nature, so you can call it as the gift of nature. Alright, so they grow naturally by following the climatic variables. So yes, it depends on the climatic variables. So in different places, different kinds of natural vegetations are found. Now, the types of natural vegetation differ according to the precipitation, soil, climate and topography. So all these are the different factors on which the natural vegetation grows. So in some places, suppose if we see in the desert areas, the natural vegetation is different. In the mountain areas, the natural vegetation is different. So everywhere, these are the different kinds of factors that are related to different kinds of vegetation, natural vegetation in different places. Alright, now if we see the cultivated crops and fruits, the one that the farmer grows. Alright, so orchards from part of vegetation, they doesn't come under the natural vegetation, they come under the vegetation only. Okay, so however, this original natural vegetation of the world has been modified by human beings. Alright, so today natural vegetation basically includes all plants. It can be natural and the modified one also. Alright, so likewise, so when we talk about the wildlife, right, so wildlife refers to all the animals, birds and other organisms which live in their natural habitat. Alright, so under this wildlife, so all different kinds of animals, birds, in these, so you can take for an example, so all different kinds of wild animals. Alright, so these things will come. Now, wildlife traditionally refers to undomesticated animal species. Undomesticated means the ones which comes under the pet animals section. Alright, so but has come to include all organisms that grow or live wild in an area without being introduced by humans. Alright, the same way that we have natural vegetation and the cultivated crops as only vegetation, the same way we have these wild animals, wildlife, that refers to all different kinds of species that live naturally. So where no human interference is done. Alright, now wildlife can be found in all ecosystems. So that means in different places, different kinds of wildlife are found. Now, in deserts, forests, rainforests, plains, grasslands and other areas, including the most developed urban areas, all have distinct forms of wildlife. That means in each of these places, in each of these areas, different kinds of wildlife are found. Alright, now in desert areas, the animals are different. In forest and rainforest, they are different. Alright, so that's what it is said. So in all these areas, distinct forms of wildlife are found. Now, while the term in popular culture usually refers to animals that are untouched by human factors, but most scientists agree that much wildlife is affected by the human activities. Now, we all go for these hunting, poaching. Many hunters, poachers, they are there who kill different animals. So all these wildlife is also affected by different activities of human. Understood? Now, while we talk about this natural vegetation and wildlife, quite naturally the term that comes up in mind, that is biosphere. Alright, Now, the biosphere, the term biosphere, it came from the Greek word bios, which means life, and sphaera, which means sphere. Alright, so biosphere is the layer of the planet Earth where life exists. Alright, so where life exists. Now, natural vegetation and wildlife are found in the narrow zone where the lithosphere, hydrosphere and atmosphere all meet up and they interact. So, this biosphere is the global ecological system integrating all living beings and their relationships. Alright, so in one sense we can tell that it is the worldwide sum of all ecosystems. Okay, and yes, of course this biosphere is a unique one because only in this earth it is present, and because of this biosphere we exist. Okay, now as we move on to the next topic, that is ecosystem. Yes, we all know this ecosystem. Now, what is this ecosystem? An ecosystem is a community of living organisms in conjunction with the non-living components of their environment and interacting as a system. Alright, so in common language if we talk, so suppose all organisms, whether they belong to the plant or animal kingdom, they interact with each other and they are interdependent on each other for their survival. So these interaction between the organisms and their physical environment is called the ecosystem. Understood? Now all these biotic and abiotic components, they are linked together through nutrient cycles and energy flows. Alright, now how? So suppose for an example I am just saying the energy enters the system through photosynthesis, isn't it? And it is incorporated into the plant tissues. Now, by feeding on plants and onto one another, these animals play an important role in the movement of matter and the energy through the system. Alright, so these ways this ecosystem works. Understood? Now, when we talk about this biosphere, ecosystem, natural vegetation and wildlife, the most important thing that is, so both these natural vegetation and wildlife, alright, so both of them are very crucial for our existence. Understood? Now why they are crucial? So for example, if we see, plants produce oxygen which is needed for us, isn't it? They protect the soil and provide us with shelter, timber, fruits, vegetables, latex, paper and so many other essential things, isn't it? And the same way, on the other hand, if we see animals provide us with milk, meat, hide and wool. Even insects like such as bees, they provide honey and they also act as agents of pollination. And if you see birds, suppose like vultures, crows, they feed on dead livestock and thus they play the role of decomposers also. So in this way, all these natural vegetation and wildlife, they help in keeping the environment clean and they are very crucial for our existence in this earth. Alright, so that's it. That's all we have in this session. Hope you liked it. Hope it helped you a lot. See you in the next session. Bye bye.